You all know I'm a horse girl, and I'm already feeling great vibes with this year. And did you know it's actually the year of the horse? It's expected to be a time of energy and transformation. Vibes are high. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Good morning and welcome to New Day. I'm Kelly Hansen, and I'm so glad that you are here. With the holidays over, we are now facing some dreary winter months. And I don't like to borrow trouble, and I try to stay really positive, but it is hard sometimes to get motivated to do much when our mornings are so dark, and even when we get home, it's dark. So New Day producer Susie Wiley joins me to share the burden of the winter blues.
Yes.
Hello. Do you think
Hello.
that the winter blues truly are a thing?
I do think they're a thing. I think part of what happens is, excuse my voice, the asthma there. I think what happens is we were so excited about the holidays and we're rushing to get it done and it feels so fast and then family and then it's over. And then all that's left are January and February in Seattle.
And then everyone's also telling us
Right.
to get healthy, stop eating the cookies. Like it's all just
That's
a lot.
a great point.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're taking away my sweets.
Yeah, they're lecturing us. Yeah, I do feel like that we kind of get burdened by how dark it gets.
Oh, absolutely. Do
Yeah.
the dark mornings and then even driving home for me, it's pitch black after work as well. Does that bother you? How are you staying motivated?
I think the mornings bother me because I want to go out and that's where I want to work out or go for a walk or something and it feels like I can't. I can, but it just feels like I can't. I just, motivated wise, something to look forward to. We have a new baby being born in our family, not me. I'm a grandma, a new baby. So something, I mean, I'm looking forward to that, I think. And I guess I also
Absolutely.
just think, okay, the sun is going to come out, right?
It is.
What about you? Do you have plans? What do you do to
I
keep
know.
moving?
Okay, so I do stay motivated by just signing myself up for workout classes, even if I don't want to. I mean,
Yeah.
I've signed myself up and I don't want that penalty fee. So it
So
forces me
smart.
to go.
Right.
And then I definitely always feel better
Yeah.
with that. Also signing up for any trip that anyone
Yeah.
will take with me. So I have some weddings coming up,
Nice.
April, which I feel like I'm going to be really excited to get some sun in Cabo. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just counting down the days on the calendar, and I think we can do it, Susie. I think we'll get there.
I'm gonna live through you
Okay.
in Cabo. So
Amazing.
it.
Thank you so
You bet.
much, and go rest your voice now. We'll see you later. And first up this morning, we're in the kitchen with our neighbors to the east. The Sun Valley Culinary Institute in Ketchum, Idaho is gearing up to celebrate their 4th annual food and wine celebration later this month. And here to tell us all about it is their culinary director, Chef Paul Brown. Welcome to
Hello,
New
everybody.
Day. Woo! You have a spread. I see a lobster.
Wish us luck.
Yes. Wish me luck for sure. How do we get started making this today? How can I help you?
Well, we're making a lobster roll today, which is an exercise in simplicity, as you can tell by the 11 or 12 ingredients on the table. This is one of the things we're going to be serving at our seafood extravaganza in the coming Food and Wine Festival. So I'm hoping we can show people how easy it is, in essence. And to get started, what I really want to talk about is how easy it is to make a proper French mayonnaise.
Really?
So I'm going to have you actually get the mayonnaise started. I have some egg yolks.
Okay, that
And
goes
we're going to
in
do this
first.
with a hand blender. You could do this with a whisk. We have a vintage hand blender. I was told it's about 40 years old that we're borrowing.
Oh, geez.
Hey, it works.
Anything that works. A dollop of this?
Yep,
Is that
that would be
looking
a
good?
proper French amount of mustard.
Okay, good.
This helps us with our emulsion, and it's going to give us a nice stiff mayonnaise. And then a few glugs of vinegar. I like to use seasoned rice vinegar. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, is that good?
It gives us a head start because it has salt and sugar in it, and then a little salt.
Pinch? Do you
Yeah,
do a pinch?
a pinch-ish.
A
Let me see.
pinch-ish.
Oh, you can do another one.
Oh, okay. See,
Mayo,
my hands
mayo
are
takes a
smaller.
lot of salt.
Okay,
yeah.
well, we're going to keep
there
going
we go.
then.
That's
there
good.
we go.
That's good.
It's feeling good.
So all you're going to do is bring this together with a hand blender.
Oh, gosh. I think this is my first time using one. Here
well,
we go.
just don't aim it at me.
Don't aim it at my dress
Yeah.
either. Okay. Any tricks of the trade here?
Just go, and
just
then
go.
I'm gonna go. We make this very complicated, or people like to. I'm gonna add some oil. I'm gonna add some Remember, neutral oil too, never extra virgin. This would be very bitter. Okay, so see how it's getting super smooth?
Yeah.
That's all you need to see to know that your emulsion is taking, as we would say. Okay?
Wait, I'm really digging this. I need one of these at home.
Yeah.
Vintage or not, it's working great.
Once you know how to do this too, like, I know people have their favorite mayos, but nothing compares to making this, okay?
Homemade.
And all we really have to do, for 2 egg yolks, it might be about a cup of oil, but we can use our eyes. So now kind of work it around and try and catch all that oil. And we're almost there.
Are we almost there?
Yeah, it's really this easy. And then this will last for weeks on your fridge.
It will.
And not in
great.
mine, because I eat a horrifying amount of mayonnaise, but
You do? What do you put it on? Sandwiches? Everything?
everything.
Are you going to taste
Body
it and see
moisturizer.
how I'm doing?
Yeah, let's see. Voila.
Voila!
Yeah,
Ooh.
we have a solid mayonnaise.
5 out of 5. Let's do it. I'm
And-
going to taste it too. Okay.
See what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And you
Okay.
did a good job with the seasoning. Here, let's disappear this.
Okay.
I'll try.
We'll hide it. Perfect.
It magically went away.
Now, for the main event, this is what freaks me out, but you have
Dealing with
tricks.
lobster?
Oh, absolutely. How to get the meat out? I don't know.
So, obviously, I'll start with the fact that all I did was throw this in some boiling salted water for about 6 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
And then you pull it off to the side and let it cool by itself. It kind of finishes cooking. You'll see a lot of chefs, when they go to break down lobsters, they use a knife, and I'm going to show you how to make it clean and easy at home, because the reality is, in a kitchen, we can make a big mess in a professional kitchen, but you don't want to do that at home. So if I start to break this up with a knife, lobster juice goes everywhere. Okay, we don't want that at home. But you can see, I'll start by taking these arms off, and I know this is a little primal, but then we have our tail, right?
Yeah.
It's that simple. This, believe it or not, that might seem gross. Those are eggs.
I was going to ask
lobster
what
roe.
that is. I've never. Okay.
And so from here, what you can do is take those and cook them lightly, steam them, or simmer them. And they're great to actually incorporate into our mayonnaise to make it extra lobstery.
Really?
Yep. So I need the, and then I'm going to do one more thing, which is separating these. And you can see, I'm not using force. Anybody can do this, okay? So now we can work a little clean. Okay,
And what pieces are the best pieces for the meat?
I would say the claw, it's first of all the hardest to get out, but also it's the best meat. Okay, the tail is obviously what we all think of when we think of lobster.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
But that's mainly because nobody wants to deal with the claws. Okay, so
But you're going to deal with it today,
we
Paul.
hope.
What's happening?
We hope. So first I'll show you how to remove the tail. So normally a chef would hack through this with a knife and lobster juice would go flying everywhere. But the easy thing is a decent pair of scissors, okay? These are decent kitchen shears. I just had to buy these. I had a really nice pair, and my girlfriend, I couldn't find them. I said, where did the kitchen shears go? And she said they were broken, because with good kitchen shears, they come apart. So that happened, and we threw out the kitchen shears. Shout out to Florencia.
Something I would do. It's okay.
Yeah,
No judgment.
now you know.
Now I know.
But look how easy that is. Now I have a
was
lobster
easy.
tail, and I'm going to show you how to clean this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that is freaking me out. I'm
I'm going
not
to keep
going to
this
lie.
bowl up here so I don't have to keep doing that. Okay. So we have a tail. Now with our claws, we're going to wiggle, and what
Okay.
we're hoping to do
I see all that juice.
is get that piece of cartilage out and leave. I can't believe I successfully did this on TV, because luck would have
You're
it
a
that this
pro. You're a pro. That's
purportedly,
why.
purportedly. And then, okay, we're going to cut this direction and this direction. Okay, you can do this differently by kind of cracking it with a knife, and then the shell will pop open, but again, we would have a big mess. And
Oh, that looks so clean.
yeah, I don't want home cooks to feel intimidated by this. One of the things I do at the Culinary Institute is a lot of public-facing education. So I'm always trying to give people approachable recipes, not,
Definitely.
you know, not this is how I do it in a professional kitchen and good luck. Now, see, I didn't get the cartilage out there, and this is good for people to see, because now we'll see what I have to do to solve it.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that too, tell us about this event coming up.
So we have the 4th annual Food and Wine Festival in Sun Valley, and it actually happens to coincide with the 90th anniversary of the oldest ski resort in America.
Whoa.
So I've been in the Bay Area the past 12 years. I didn't even know Sun Valley existed until I was approached about working for them. It is an incredible area. I mean, it's magical. There you can see our institute. backed into the mountains. Right behind that are the ski slopes and lifts.
Stunning.
I take my breaks out the back door and watch people coming down the mountain. The Wood River Valley and Ketchum, which is at the north end, is an incredible magical place. It is like a step back in time, very peaceful, but wonderful, generous people there, a really kind community that make it possible for us to do things like this. So our Food and Wine Festival is kind of a celebration of our community.
Definitely.
And this year we're focusing, at least partially, on sustainable seafood. We have 17 chefs coming, many of whom are James Beard Award winners, many of whom are experts in sustainable seafood, and several of which are from Seattle. Ethan Stoll, John Sundstrom, Jason Wilson.
Wow.
And I've actually had the pleasure of working with all of them. They happen to be wonderful people, which...
They definitely are.
Yeah. Ethical, focused on sustainable seafood. So when you come for this 5-day event, January 27th to the 31st, it's going to be endless. All sorts of private chef dinners, there's all sorts of tastings, education seminars, and then we have the seafood extravaganza where I'll be serving, I think, 300 lobster rolls I signed myself up for.
Okay.
I'm not sure why I did that. Let me wipe my hands off a little bit. But
You're good there. And what else too, because we have about 90 seconds left, so what else do we build with everything? We have a toasted
I'll tell you what,
bun.
let's see if we can do it in 90 seconds.
You're gonna do it. You got a minute.
So I have my claw. I'm going to make cleaning the tail easy. I'll take this right off. Get myself some meat chunks, okay? Knuckles, and that bowl, I'm gonna have you do this, okay? A spoon of celery, a spoon of pepper, and a pinch of each herb.
Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Spoon.
Spoon, spoon, spoon.
Spoon, spoon, pinch, pinch, pinch.
Yep. I think we can do it.
We can do it. I'm your sous chef
Yeah,
today.
you're a pretty good sous chef.
Well, thank you.
Hey, you made mayonnaise successfully on your first try.
Hey,
That's
I
better than a
appreciate
lot
it.
of cooks I've had.
Does this go in there then?
Here, take this spoon, do like a nice dollop of that, kind of stir it up,
Okay.
and
And then we're assembling?
yep, and less is more with the mayo. We don't want to go heavy because we want to feature the lobster.
Okay, and while you're assembling, I'm gonna taste this finished product over here. Again, where can people find you? Where's your website?
We are sunvalleyculinary.org, and if you're visiting for the wine festival or just in general, please check us out because I do a lot of classes and dinners and we have a lot of fun
Whoa.
there.
That is fantastic. You're going to be making 300 of these. I cannot believe
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much for showing us all those tips, too. That's amazing. And just a reminder, the celebration is happening from January 27th to the 31st. Head to the Sun Valley Culinary Institute website for more details. And coming up, lobster roll. It's a fresh start for all of us with the changing of the calendar. Next, we get a vibe check and learn what astrology says about this new year. And a bit later, we're setting style resolutions with stylist Darcy Camden, including breaking up with fast fashion. Ooh, breaking up is hard to do, but we're gonna try. We've all heard the saying, it's written in the stars. And according to our next guest, there's a lot we can learn from astrology about ourselves and what to expect, of course, in the new year. Please welcome back astrologer Stephanie Gailing to give us some insight. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I love talking about everything to do with astrology, so I'm excited. But what about someone that knows nothing about astrology? How would you explain it?
Yes, so to me, astrology is a language that we can use to better understand ourselves, right? We look where the planets are, and the symbolism of that gives us insight into the weft and weave of the unique being that we are.
Oh, that's fascinating. So most people look at insights based on their sun sign, I understand. So what is looking at a full chart really offer someone?
Yeah, so when you do a full chart, you're looking at where were all the planets when you were born, beyond just your sun sign. So you can look to see where was the moon. The moon represents what nurtures you, what feeds you. You know, what sign was that in? That might be very different than your sun sign. Where, for example, was Venus, the planet of love and affinity? Like, how does that describe and give you insights into like what you love and what you value, right? So it becomes much more complex and more layered than just like knowing your sun sign.
Beautiful. So really personal
Super
to you.
personal, exactly.
Okay. And what do you have to share with us too, looking ahead about the astrology in 2026 in this new year?
Yeah, in general, 2026 is very different than 2025.
Really?
2026 is a year where there's a lot of the planets move into signs that are either fire or air, right? So air signs are more about ideas and communication and social relationships. Fire is about new start and initiation, right? And really being activated and working off of your impulses, versus 2026 was more watery, more feeling oriented, sort of this sort of sense of like almost like, you know, being sort of like in a slog of like we're feeling so much, but it's hard to be clear and take action. I feel like a lot of that burns away in 2026, and we're ready to move with the insights that we learned in 2025.
Ooh, this is an exciting time for everyone at home. You kind of touched on this, but 2025, what was the theme? How did it really differ when we look back? Because that was a really transformative, big year for me, but I don't know if I'm alone in that.
Yeah, so 2025 was also very much like sort of fits and starts. Like we started like a new energy, but then we sort of had to like go back and clear some things up. So it was like, we're in a new phase, but not just yet. Right? And then we move into this new phase in 2026. Things become more clear, more directed, more solid.
Okay, and it's also the year of the horse, which I'm so excited about. I'm a big horse girl. What can you tell me about what that means? Because I think I'm just excited that it's the year of the horse, but I know nothing other than that.
Yeah, so it's the year of the horse from Chinese astrology, right? There's 12 different animals in terms of the different years that are associated with them. And the horse is all about conscious movement. I mean, there is this sense with the horse, when the year of the horse, about this unbridled movement, like go forward in pursuit of your aims, but it's always really important for us to put our conscious aims on the horizon and move forward with determination towards those goals.
Okay, and I know that's coming in February, right? So
February
right
17th.
now
We're still in the snake.
Okay, and what can you tell me anything about the snake too?
Yeah, so the snake year is really very much about like the sense of intensity and power and control, and also releasing what doesn't work for you.
Okay, and we want to go season by season now. It's winter obviously right now, but what should people look for in this particular season, and then we'll go beyond?
Yeah, so there's some really big movements coming in February. We have this every 36-year connection between the planets Saturn and Neptune, and what they're asking is, how do you join form and formlessness? How do you create vessels to actually breathe life into your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams, really using that sense of initiation and impulse and action to go after what you know will serve you and those that you love.
Trust yourself. Spring.
Spring. So in spring, especially as we move to the end of April, we move into a new 7-year cycle where the planet Uranus goes into Gemini. Look for the next 7 years after that about breakthroughs in technology, media, communication, transportation, this whole new idea of like, how can we become more informed and educated in different and unique ways?
Okay, and then summer, my favorite month.
Summer, right? Birthday month.
Yes. Good memory.
So around July 4th, I think it's really important for us to like be very, very open to surprises, to being open to like moving in ways that we might not have expected. Allow the surprise to show you the path forward.
Ooh, okay, and then we're ending with fall. What can you tell me there?
Yes, so during fall, every year and a half, we have what's called Venus retrograde. So this Venus retrograde starts on October 3rd through November 13th. Venus retrograde is a time to reevaluate what you value. You may get a different insight in terms of your relationships, what you need from a relationship, how you're actually valuing and standing for yourself. But it's really about like looking at those things, looking at love, looking at money, looking at what you find to be rich from a different perspective. And then you gather those insights, then after mid-November, then to move forward with them.
Amazing. Where can people find you if they want to know more? This is always so interesting to me, so I'm sure we have some viewers at home that are also very intrigued.
Thank you. So my website has all the information. It's stephaniegailing.com, and from there you can find my Instagram and my Substack and all about the classes I do and the services I offer and the books that I've written.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Stephanie. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. morning.
Yes, and Happy New Year. And when we come back, see how the city of Seattle is gearing up to get medical help to those in need and how you too can help our community. So stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks to the Seattle Center, a lot of people are going to get much needed health care for free this April. Seattle King County Clinic is the largest community-driven free health clinic of its kind in the United States. And here to tell us more about this massive undertaking are Julia Colson and Jennifer Chow. Welcome to New Day. This is such an important topic. I'm so glad you both are here. I want to start with you, Julia. For those that don't know, what is Seattle King County Clinic really all about?
Sure. So Seattle King County Clinic is a community-driven project that's led by Seattle Center and Seattle Center Foundation. We work with dozens of partners like Seattle Department of Neighborhoods and actually thousands of volunteers to provide free dental, vision, and medical services to people who, for a variety of reasons, really struggle to access and afford care. It's really something to see 4 large facilities at Seattle Center transformed into just a massive healthcare operation, offering such an extensive array of services to 3,000 patients in just 4 days.
Whoa.
So to give you an idea of our impact over the past decade, our community has come together to serve 33,000 patients and to help them save about $30 million in out-of-pocket healthcare costs. And we're preparing to do it again this April 23rd through the 26th at Seattle Center.
Amazing. Jennifer, I want to get to you. Why is the Department of Neighborhoods involved this year?
Thanks, Kelly. The Seattle Department of Neighborhoods is collaborating with the Seattle King County Clinic because it is such a natural partnership. For 35 years, the Department of Neighborhoods has built trust with community by connecting people to government and also neighbors to each other. This partnership is invaluable because we are able to deepen outreach to all communities from diverse backgrounds, especially those furthest from access, those who don't trust government, and people who may not speak English as their primary language. With that in mind, we know that we want people to know that the Seattle King County Clinic is for everyone who needs access to health care. Mm-hmm. We know that it's not based on income or socioeconomic background. It was created for community, by community. It is culturally responsive and welcoming. That's why today we are so especially excited because registration just opened.
Amazing.
It takes a village, and this is an opportunity for our neighbors to serve each other, care for one another, and build community together.
And before we leave too, I want to get really quickly, how can people get involved and find y'all?
Absolutely. So it takes a lot to produce a clinic like this. We need clinical and non-clinical people to volunteer. They can go to seattlecenter.org/volunteers to learn more, to sign up, to help spread the word to their colleagues and friends, and also their own healthcare providers, and help us help people who really never imagined facing such challenges around accessing and affording healthcare.
Amazing. Thank you to you both for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And just a reminder, the Seattle King County Clinic is happening, like we said, April 23rd to the 26th at Seattle Center. Just head to the website for more details. And coming up, parenting can feel overwhelming, but what if the key to resilience starts with stepping away? Clinical psychologist Dr. Kate Lund joins us to share insights from her new book, Step Away: The Keys to Resilient Parenting.
It's a new day.
Parenting today can feel tougher than ever, and even though I'm not a parent yet, I see the challenges my friends face. So how do moms and dads stay calm and confident? A new book might have some answers. Step Away: The Keys to Resilient Parenting is by Seattle clinical psychologist Dr. Kate Lund, and she's here to give practical strategies. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. This is great.
So I want to start with the definition of resilient parenting. What can you tell me?
Absolutely. So resilient parenting is the ability to manage your stress response as a parent, both in the moment and more broadly. And beyond that, it's integrating tools and strategies into your day-to-day such that you're optimizing your own sense of well-being as a parent.
Definitely. And what made right now the perfect time to want to write Step Away?
Well, parents out there are stressed. I'm a parent. I've got 18-year-old twin boys, so I've gone through the continuum of different developmental phases. So I'm writing it from that perspective and from my 20+ years of experience working with parents. And I've seen the stress level just go up and up and up because parents are barraged by so many inputs coming at us all the time. There's social media, there's the comparison trap, there's, expectations that our kids and ourselves have to be at a certain level, so much. And so that's what prompted me to write the book.
Definitely, there's an uptick in the stress. You can feel it all around. You say it's really just time for a reset. So what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean that I believe that we all have to take that step back, figure out a way to manage our stress response, give ourselves that sense of perspective as a result of stepping back, as opposed to pushing harder into the chaos.
And why is resilient parenting so important for healthy kids? Like, you think your kid is doing fine, but why is it still so important?
Well, we're modeling for them. We're modeling sort of the fundamentals of what it means to be resilient, what it looks like in practice, in day-to-day. And we're giving them the tools that they'll need to maximize their own sense of well-being and maximize their own sense of potential down the road with this foundation of being resilient.
Can you give me an example, too, in the real world of resilience versus not so much?
Well, I work with a lot of families, a lot of kids who are athletes, and this is a big one. The kid has done everything right to make the team, to be at their best, and then they don't make the team. And so that's a huge disappointment, right? That they're then going to have to sit with. And when a kid is resilient, they're able to sit with that disappointment, sit with those feelings, and then they're going to be able to shift gears. Might take some time. It's easier said than done. And for us as parents, to sit with that process is so important. When, perhaps a child isn't quite as resilient yet, a parent isn't quite as resilient yet, there might be a sense of shutdown, giving up. Why do this again? So it's that ability to get back up, try something from another angle, and move forward despite the challenge.
That makes perfect sense, too. If you're like a helicopter parent and you're always trying to help the situation, you need them to kind of breathe for a moment. The concept, too, you say is do less parenting. So what does that look like?
Yeah, and so that is really key, right? Because as parents, totally natural. We want to jump in there, fix, help, make things better. Not always the best move. It's really important to be able to connect with our child on a human level, authentic human level, and just kind of sit with those emotions, help them to sit with those emotions. Again, much easier said than done, but that's what we mean by kind of less is more in the actual act of parenting.
It makes perfect sense. And what is one thing that parents can do right now to really stay grounded and present?
So the most important thing, they can find a way to manage their own stress response so that they're showing up as grounded as possible, sort of consistently throughout the day. And I love a technique called the relaxation response that was developed by a physician in Boston in the 1970s named Herbert Benson. Super simple. You come up with a word or a phrase that you find soothing, and you just breathe. And I have folks practice 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at the end of the day, kind of bookending the day so that they start to internalize what that level of feeling is like. And you can take it around in your back pocket. Going into a stressful meeting, you have a stressful encounter with your child, you can reset in a minute using this technique.
I think I need to use that technique in my day-to-day. That's very good advice. What is your hope, too, for families or really anyone that picks up your book, Step Away?
So the biggest hope I have is that they're able to focus on the possibility on the other side of the challenges out there, because there's always possibility, both for themselves as well as for their children.
Okay. And how can parents really just support their kids, too, if they're feeling stressed with everyday challenges?
Yeah, again, they can connect with them on a human level. They can sort of sit there in the emotion without trying to fix. And that often serves to calm our children's nervous systems along with ours, and also practice the relaxation response with them. Very, very important.
We all need to be meditating and relaxing there too. Where can people find this book? Is this new? Did it just come out?
Yeah, it came out this fall and
amazing.
Available on Amazon as well as in all bookstores. So very much available, and information is on my website, which is www.katelundspeaks.com, and I'm also out there on Instagram with the book as well.
Amazing. I know you're busy. Thank you so much for coming here and sharing all this information. I know so many of my friends are going to need to pick up this book, and I already learned a ton too, so thank you.
Well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And coming up next, a childhood medical crisis nearly silenced her for good. After the break, how a rising Pacific Northwest musician fought back. Stay tuned. My next guest is a Pacific Northwest performer whose story is as powerful as her music. Izzy Burns started out with no voice, but after emergency airway surgeries at Seattle Children's Hospital, she found her voice and a gift for music. Please welcome Izzy Burns performing So Far Away from her new album, Diary of a Hopeless Romantic. Take it away.
Thank you. Give a little, won't you please? This is all so hard on me. I'm standing by the phone. Would you rather face this all alone? I just wanna keep you warm while we're waiting out the storm. No matter the day, no matter the weather, I see your face and I feel better. So let's just keep this easy. And I can be stubborn and hard to read, but I want you and you want me, though you make me crazy. I think I know we'll be okay. I just wish you weren't so far away. We don't need to compare your night, my day, circles to squares. And when my doubts creep inside, you'll say the words to ease my mind. I just wanna keep you warm while we're waiting out the storm. No matter the day, no matter the weather, I see your face and I feel better. So let's just keep this easy. And I can be stubborn and hard to read, but I want you and you want me, though you make me crazy. I think I know we'll be okay. I just wish you weren't so far away. I just wanna be myself, and I hope you feel the same. With nothing to prove to someone else, something good and something safe. No matter the day, no matter the weather, I see your face and I feel better. So let's just keep this easy. And I can be stubborn and hard to read, but I want you and you want me, though you make me crazy. I think I know we'll be okay. I just wish you weren't so far away. I just wish you weren't so far away.
Woo! Izzy, that was so amazing. Oh my goodness. What can you tell me about your new album?
Well, it really is my diary. That's how we came up with the name. It's the Diary of a Hopeless Romantic. I feel like songwriting is my form of cathartism, and it's it's my diary, and how I write my life is through music. So it really shows my life in it.
Definitely, and we're watching right now your new music video for So Far Away, which was actually shot in the Snoqualmie Valley. How has growing up just in this area in the Pacific Northwest really influenced your music?
Well, I've just grown up around so many people who are rooted in that Pacific Northwest community, and music is such a big part of community all over the Pacific Northwest. And it's really who I am as well, is rooted in community and music. So I've just been encouraged from day one to pursue my dreams and play music and keep growing as an artist.
Did that passion and that support come from friends, family?
Yeah, so my grandpa is also a blues musician. So since day one, I guess since I've had a voice, I've been a singer. So grew up in a very musical community in Moscow, Idaho, and I was just really taken in by the community, and I'm so grateful for that.
Amazing. And I want to talk and briefly touch on to your medical journey, if you wouldn't mind sharing, because it's such an inspiring journey.
Thank you. Yeah, so as a newborn, I contracted pneumonia, and I ended up having to get an emergency tracheostomy as a newborn shortly after I was born, because I had aspirated, which means my airway had sealed to the size of a pinhole. Wow. And so I was not able to breathe, and I had to get the tracheostomy, and since then I've had many airway surgeries to eventually be able to take it out as a young kid, and then residual surgeries to fix scarring. And it's a lifelong thing for me, but I'm so grateful to have had voice teachers, speech pathologists, and amazing doctors to help me be able to do what I want to do.
Definitely. How would you say that journey has really shaped who you are today?
I'm not even sure I would be a singer if it wasn't for the fact that I couldn't sing before or speak. I think it was something that I naturally loved, but also I was like, oh, this is hard for me. I want to get good at it, and I love it, and so I'm going to do it no matter what.
Absolutely. Okay, what's next for you? Where can people find you?
Well, what's next? I'm working on a lot of new music.
Okay.
Looking towards a new song early this year. And I can be found on my website, izzyburnsmusic.com, and pretty much all socials at Izzy Burns Music.
Amazing. Well, I can't wait to see what you do next. We're going to have to watch and see. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And to get ready for a few style resolutions, when we come back, stylist Darcy Camden shares easy tips to change up your mindset when it comes to fashion, and that's coming up right after this. As we step into 2026, it's the perfect time to refresh our style and take charge of our closets. No matter your goals, style resolutions can set the tone for the year ahead and help us feel focused with a closet full of outfits that we can really feel good in. And there's no better person to guide us through the process than stylist Darcy Camden.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend. Where do you come up with these ideas and resolutions? Like, are they for you? Are they for clients?
I get like a bombardment of new clients in January. I think a lot of people go to sleep on the 31st and wake up on the 1st and go like, this is the year that I take charge of my style. And honestly, it really is something that you can control and have kind of an immediate gratification on.
Definitely.
So, I mean, going to the gym, it can take weeks, months, years to see, like, start feeling that, whereas like changing how you dress can be a pretty immediate turnaround, which is great.
Everyone wants a refresh, and you had last year, I understand, a style resolution for yourself.
I did. I had to watch
this.
The video again from us having this exact same conversation last year. Mine was to be like a proud outfit repeater, to like wear things over and over and not feel like I have to get something new every time I have something come up on my calendar. And I did a really good job at that.
You did?
I did. I shopped my own closet, brought back things. My birthday was a couple weeks ago. I wore a dress that I've had for 12 years, and I was liberating to not feel like I had to run out and buy something new. I'm very against like single-use outfits.
Definitely.
Something that you get just once. And so if you can repurpose it and have it for a long time and take care of it, that's always better.
You really inspired me last year too, to shop my own closet, which I did, and also not wait for a moment for a special occasion to wear something. Like if you love something in your closet, closet and you
Yeah.
just want to wear it to the supermarket, I say do it. I'm all about it. So I want to get started with your resolutions. You have a resolution and then you have an action item to actually
Yes.
help us keep this.
And
We're
I
starting
promise
with
the
number
action
one.
isn't just go out and buy something new.
No.
Because not everybody has the budget at the beginning of the year. In fact, this is when we have the least amount of money. We just got through the holidays. We spent all of our
true.
money. And so you want kind of a result. And it's sometimes more about getting a new idea or changing a behavior more than it is about just filling your closet up with new other things.
Definitely. Tip number one, resolution number one, stop wearing sweatpants and yoga pants every
This is the
single
number
day.
one thing that people come, they're like, I just want to get out of my sweatpants and my yoga pants. Now, if you love your sweatpants and your yoga pants, keep doing that. I'm speaking now to people who are actively wanting to change. And I think the most important thing is to first identify what you like about them. So we like that they're comfortable. We like maybe the color. We like the soft fabric. We like a high waist pant. Like really list out, think about what you like about it, and then come up with a new everyday uniform that meets a lot of those criteria. It's just as comfortable. It's just as easy. It's a built-in combination. And a pro tip is to start with the shoes.
Really?
And come up with start by figuring out a comfortable, walkable, wearable, everyday shoe, and then build the outfit up from there. Like I added the sneakers that you're seeing right now. I bought these. This is my New Year's treat for
darling.
myself. They were on sale. But I brought these into my closet and I started pairing them with things that I already have. I put them with a suit yesterday, which was really cool. And so it helped a lot of the outfits that were feeling fancy and uncomfortable and brought them into sort of a more casual everyday realm.
Definitely. And I also love when people tuck in to boots, sweatpants, I think is such a cute look with a little heel.
Totally.
Resolution 2, break out of my style rut. What do you mean by this?
So a lot of people just sort of wear the same thing every day. They have the same cardigan in 3 colors. They have the same t-shirt in 5 colors. They have the same, and so you're kind of, even though you're changing your clothes, you're not really changing your look. You're kind of wearing the same thing and they get bored. And so I do think that one of the best things that you can do is identify a new style influencer. Somebody to look at and give you some new ideas. I love Allison Bornstein. She writes a Substack that's amazing. I like Jean Wong. She writes a blog called Extra Petite. It really helps to identify somebody who has they're a similar age. They have a similar body frame. Maybe they live locally. Lisa Cole is a Seattle fashion blogger that I love, and she's great on Instagram. Because, you can see these size 2 21-year-olds in New York, and good for them, but there's not a lot that we can kind of draw from that. And
Definitely.
influencers, you don't necessarily, it's not that you're dressing exactly like them, but they might introduce you to a brand that you didn't know about, and that could be a new door to open and go through.
It's really inspiring to follow people like that, and such a good tip to find someone with maybe similar hair color, anything like that, so you can kind of know what might look good on you.
It's rich for ideas, and that's what we need. We need more ideas.
Yes. Resolution 3, wear more of what I already own. Shop your closet.
And so the best way to do this is to take everything out of your closet and put it back in a new place. Shake it up, like how the stores move their clothes around from week to week. They want to put in the center and easy to get to and easy to see the things that they want you to touch and they want you to buy. You can do this in your own closet. So this connecting maybe back to the first resolution, if you wanted to get out of your sweatpants, make your sweatpants harder to get to. And if you want to wear jeans, maybe don't have them high up in a corner in a big stack that tumbles over every time you grab a pair out of it, because you're not going to deal with that every morning. But if you make them easier to get to, easier to see, closer to grab, then you're more likely to wear it. Make it easier for yourself to wear what you want to wear.
That's such a good tip to move things around, because
shirts were here, now they're down here. Dresses were there, now they're over there. Change the order. And less about having it in a beautiful rainbow and more about what do I want to be wearing and how can I get that easily and make combinations.
Amazing. Okay, break up with fast fashion.
Yeah, I know this is
it.
a hard one. But I think the key to this is shopping more local boutiques, which is great for our local economy anyway. Google your neighborhood. Figure out if you have local fashion boutiques close by. Invite a friend to go with you. My friends and I call these fashion field trips where we pop in. This is also another great way to expand your style. I think sometimes we get in a rut because we go to the same stores and we look for the same thing. So naturally getting into a new store with things that were curated by someone who is standing right there is a great way to learn about fashion. And bonus points if you let someone who works at the store pick out something and you just try it on. You don't have to buy it, but try it. It will get the wheels turning for you.
Okay, we don't have much time left. Take better care of my clothes.
This should be everybody's New Year's resolution. Everyone needs to take better care of their clothes. I hear this so often with people who are like, oh, I just don't have the time. Look at care instructions when you buy something. Commit to the effort. I love Woolite. These are Woolite and Woolite Dark. These are very gentle and wonderful for hand washing your nice clothes. In a pinch, you can also use baby shampoo. It's a little bit cheaper, easier to get, and a lot of us have this in our house already. Sweater shaver, garment steamer. I put a link to all of my favorite garment care items on our website.
Amazing. And lastly, stop impulse shopping online. We all do this.
This is my New Year's resolution. I'm instituting a 48-hour hold. So if I want something, I have to come back to it in 2 days. And I'm hoping that I'll just forget about it in that time, but we can check in on that later this year.
Okay, well, we're going to. You did great with your last resolution.
I did.
So this could also be your year. Thank you so much for being here. These were amazing tips. And thank you to you all for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.